Okay, habanero pepper is actually looking pretty good. It's growing, and I lost a few leaves today and yesterday earlier, but it's okay because just as much as I'm losing leaves, I am getting some new growths. Let's see if I can focus this. I don't know if you can tell, but right there, I have buds that are beginning to form. Little buds. Hold on, let me refocus that. There it is. I don't know if you could tell, but right there, there. Those are going to be peppers. I'm very excited. And I even have some new growths down here. Originally, whenever I planted or whenever I replanted this into this new home, what day did I replant this? Oh, I thought I had something on here that says the day that I replanted it, but it must have been sometime around August, mid-August, that I put this in this little pot. Since that time, the root system has been developing and has grown. I actually buried some of the plant because I noticed that the little side buds were not really doing so hot whenever I had taken them out of the water. I tried to do this hydroponically, but I guess oxygen was what I was missing. I'm not really sure. I'm not a plant person, so I don't know. But whenever I planted this, I did have some buds on the sides, and they're really beginning to grow and shoot out of the sides. I did put some, what do you call these? Some matchsticks in this soil, and I feel as if that kind of helped this particular pepper plant. I'm very curious to see how this is going to grow. I did notice like one worm, because I did add some bone meal. Let's see. I must have added that bone meal back in July. And I did notice that there was one worm in this pot, but instead of repotting it, I just says, you know what? I'm going to leave it alone. Maybe these are like earthworms. I don't know what type of little worm it was, but I haven't seen it again. But apparently something's going on because this little plant is doing actually quite well. I am very excited to see what or how many habanero peppers that I'm going to be able to get. I'm also just very pleased with the side growth here because this just was not here last week. What I've been doing is I've been leaving my grow light on. I leave my grow light on whenever I go to work, and whenever I come home, it's still on, and I turn it off overnight. And this plant, I can see the growth like every morning whenever I turn the light back on, I could see that it's grown just a little bit more overnight from that photosynthesis that the plant is doing due to the light that it's getting during the day and the dark that it's getting overnight. So I'm just really excited about this particular plant. I'm really trying to get a handle on how to grow peppers because I really like little peppers. I like hot stuff, and I want to be able to one day have my own little pepper garden. So I am very excited about this particular pepper, and So the watering situation. So I could not grow this thing hydroponically. However, I am hoping that this new contraption that I've created will create some sort of growth. I'm hopeful that the roots will eventually grow so far down and get into this water. So that's what I'm hoping for. My soil on top is still somewhat damp, so I don't find the need to rewater this. Not at this time. I'm just going to see how this plant does, and I'm just very excited to see what type of growth that I will be able to get from this little plant, because I have had this plant since, I want to say I've had this thing since June of this year, and it's almost, or it's around the 100th day. They say that habaneros take about 100+ days in order for them to generate peppers. So this is around that time, and I am beginning to see the yield, so that I can see what kind of peppers and how many we could get from this. So anyway, don't want to keep talking, but I'm very excited about my habanero.